an all-new episode of Hanging with the Dreamer every Monday at 12 noon. Available wherever you stream.
All right. It's your old buddy, the Dreamer. Happy Friday, everybody. Before I bring my illustrious guest, Mr. Bill Kurd, out from the green room, I just want to make a couple quick short announcements. If you would like to support everything that the Dreamer is doing, you could do so by clicking on this PayPal link right here in the banner. And yeah, it was a typo. Welcome to the show, everybody. Cheryl Griffith. Happy day. Happy day to you, Cheryl. How are you? Welcome. I'm the Dreamer, and my guest today is an awesome, wonderful, kind gentleman, a very gifted musician from the great state of Texas. So I'm just going to say a couple more things and I'll bring them right up. I'm really happy to see you, Cheryl. Thank you for being here. So Cheryl's here, and while I wait more for some more dreamers to pop in, say hey, say hi, I just want to encourage everybody who's watching this now live and who will watch this on the replay to turn on your notifications on Facebook and YouTube. Subscribe to the Dreamers Live and smash that bell notification. Turn on your live notifications, and on Facebook and select the like page of Hanging with the Dreamer. The link is down in the description box below. That way you will know every time that I'm live. I'm going to start going live just to share updates, just to share some exciting things I have planned coming up. I'm going to start off going live on Facebook and YouTube twice a week next week. So that's a real good reason why to turn on your show notifications, all notifications, and select the like page of Hanging with the Dreamer. Isn't life great? Isn't life grand? Life is beautiful. Music is beautiful. And you are all awesome. Thank you so much for being here today. So without any further ado, now before I bring Mr. Bill Kurd out of my green room, I will have a couple more announcements towards the end of the interview. Please feel free to say hi and ask my guests a question. Welcome to Hanging with the Dreamer. This is the Dreamer's Life. I am the Dreamer. So without further ado, Mr. Bill Kurd. Ha ha! Hey, Bill.
Well, how are you?
I am well, thank you. I am wonderful. How are you? Welcome to Hanging with the Dreamer.
I'm great, and thanks for having me. I really appreciate it. It's nice to be here.
It's great to have you, Bill. So let's just get into it. What is Bill's inspiration, and what is it about music that is such a passion of yours? Because you are quite talented, and I'm very thankful and blessed that you're here. So what are your inspirations? What's your motivations behind what you do?
I've been asked that many times. What's your inspiration, or what was your inspiration behind a certain song? Was it a life experience? I never really have a really good answer for that. I've been doing it all my life, and it just seems to keep coming and keep coming. you run into something that you see subject matter wise, you say, ah, that probably would be a really good song. How can I do it? Um, the inspiration to keep going and keep doing it is I've had some health issues that I had to deal with, that I've had to battle through. Um, and the fact that I have my music, it helped me get through them faster. And now that they're past me, um, the music, it just inspires me to keep going. It's hard to describe when somebody asks, "What's your inspiration?" Um, Life is my inspiration. I'm just glad to be here, glad to be able to do it, uh, and and try my best to hopefully inspire other people with a song, a line, a hook, a melody, anything. As long as people hear it and they get something out of it, okay, there's your answer. That's inspiring to me. So,
That's awesome. That's awesome. So you were telling me, you were sharing with me, Bill, about your history and being involved with music. And when did you learn at an early age? When did you learn that music was going to be your chosen path in life?
it's funny you asked that question. When I was in the seventh grade, my dad was a marching band trumpet player, great trumpet player. And when I was in the seventh grade, he bought me a trumpet and he put me into the band class at my junior high school.
Hmm.
I hated it. I hated it. I tried it for about a week and I said, Dad, I'm not going to play trumpet. And he goes really mad. He said, God, I bought you this. I said, Dad, trumpet's not for me. He says, so what do you want to do? I said, well, I like to sing. I grew up listening to Tony Bennett, Nat King Cole, Frank Sinatra, all the old standards. That's what my parents used to listen to. And I grew up listening to them and singing their stuff, singing those songs. And as I got older, I decided, well, I can do this. So um, I started singing, writing, picked up guitar, and I've been at it. There was a time for quite a while, for quite a few years after I met Grace, my wife. I didn't do anything for probably about 8 years, and I got back into it. We've been married 25 years, so about
Congratulations.
thank you. About 17 years ago, I got back into it full bore,
Hmm.
and I've been going actually full bore ever since. So, but I mean, I always wanted to do it. When I was a kid, I sang and sang and sang and sang and sang, um, and I just morphed into what I am now. So,
Now, do you have any video concept ideas in your mind that you've been visualizing and that you would like to see come to fruition?
oh yeah, there are a couple of tracks. Actually, a track off my last album from last October, the Two Steps Forward album. There's a track that I've wanted to do a video on, and it's called "When I'm Gone."
Hmm.
And there's a new album coming. I'm hoping to have it, best laid plans of mice and men. I'm hoping to have the new album out this October, early November.
Mhm.
That's the Out on a Limb album, and there's already a song on it that's been finished for quite a few months that I want to do a video on. So concept wise, yeah, I've got it in my head. Can I afford it? No, but I do have concepts in my head all the time. So yeah, to answer your question, yes.
Well, it's more and more I've been seeing um like animated videos come out. I've been because cuts down on the video costs
Oh yeah,
and and
there are.
it it when you're dealing with graphics and when you're dealing with animations, um sometimes it's easier, I found, to put a story together, you know, and it looks more exciting. It's like, you know, I very rarely have ever seen an animated video. Well, I should say an animated music video that wasn't good. There have been a couple I was like, hmm. But for the most part, it's a pretty good idea.
There are some sites out there that you can join as a member or buy stock footage and use the stock footage in your
Hmm.
videos. But and they're okay. I mean, a lot of it you can't really find stuff that matches the subject matter of your song. Um, and to be honest with you, if I do a video, I want to be in it. So
Well, sure, sure, that's the idea.
that's the vain part of me says I need to be in that video. So
No, I get it. You know, I I totally get it. I get it. Well, I mean, being cost effective is a big part of this thing.
it
Eh,
is.
eh, From the artist side to the producer side to the creator's side to, it's just constant, but it's all about uh finding that middleman, finding that, well, I should say, that middle ground. um and I know, as a producer and a creator and artist myself, I know that once I find that middle ground, you know, that middle ground in the budget, sometimes sometimes it works out pretty good.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, it can. It can, you know. It's a hard call sometimes. So you have some new music out. Tell
I
the
do.
world, tell your
Actually, I have
te-
three singles. So three singles from the Out on a Limb album. First one, and I'm not going to release any more singles off of it. I mean, it's a 12 song album. So I figure I put three singles out to wet the whistle and see how people like it. The first one that I released, and that's actually already out on YouTube Music and Facebook and Pandora and all the other sites, is called Never Enough. And
Mm,
then I I happen to on each of my albums, like on my first album or my last album in October, I covered a song from a country western artist. He's very popular here in the Southwest, named Josh Fuller. We became friends, and I, uh, I would sit here until 2 in the morning. Because one of his songs I really liked. It helped me with my syncopation, playing with syncopation, and so I finally got a hold of him. I said, "Hey, Josh, I want to put this song on my album, but I want to do it a little more." A little more rock ready, and he said go for it. So I did that. So I figured on this new album I do the same thing. So I got a hold of Glenn Burtnick. A lot of people don't know who Glenn Burtnick is. He's an artist, still an artist. Great, great songwriter, great performing artist. He played with Styx for quite a few years also.
mm,
Um, and his song I really liked back in, I'm dating myself now, but back in like 1986, 1987, he had an album out called Heroes and Zeros, and a
mhm,
song on it called Walls Came Down.
mm,
I always liked it. And I thought, when I can and when I'm able, I want to cover that song. So I got a hold of him and I said, "Hey, Glenn, you don't know me. we know some of the same people, but you don't know me. Um, I'd like to. I'm going to cover this song. Yeah, I know I don't need your permission, but I just want, out of respect, I'm going to reach out and say I want to cover this song." And he said, "Go for it. Let me know what you need." So I finished it up. It's called Walls Came Down. Um, it came out awesome. In fact, when he heard it, he was overwhelmed, blown away. So that is the second single. That's going to probably come out next week. I haven't released it yet. I just got the licensing back for it. Um, and of course, you have to pay mechanical royalties out front, but streaming royalties are taken care of by the streaming sites. So that'll come out next week. And I just finished a single. Um, that I'd written. I know I don't want to get into too negative of a subject, but I'd written a song about child abuse.
Hmm.
I was in Walgreens one day, and I saw a little boy just running down the aisle, having a good time, not bothering anybody. I saw his mom grab him and smack him and throw him in a grocery cart, and I thought, yeah, what kind of life is that? So uh, I came home, wrote a song about child abuse through a child's eyes, and everybody who I have played it for love the concept. A couple of people actually cried. It's kind of emotional. It's kind of powerful, and like just we just finished it. The total. Let's finish the mix last night. I mean, I've been playing with when you get started on a mix, you listen, you listen, you listen. Ah, that's terrible. Go back. Ah, that's terrible. Go back. I think I've mixed it. I think I've cut the guitars for it about 5 times, and I finally got something I was happy with. So it's finished and ready, and I'll probably put that out in a couple weeks. So, but I have it here. It's also on my website. Nobody knows about it yet, but I put it up on my website. My website is basically just a page that I'll put my new music on because I'm not a WordPress guy. I tried WordPress and I'm lost. So I figured out how to put up a graphic, an image with an audio underneath it. But if anybody out there knows WordPress, have them get a hold of me. I could use the assist. But anyways, the song's ready, and
Let's check it out.
you want to put it up?
Yeah,
It
that'd
might
be
be
cool.
kind of loud. You beat me up for fun. I dare not tell anyone.
Turn it up a little bit, please.
Harder than before. You take me up to my back. Something I might have said. You make me eat off of the floor. Oh, wish I could break right through the door. Sticks and stones to break my bones. I'm standing. Oh, Daddy, left years ago. Why I will never know. But I see what you turned into. Wouldn't wanna be without you. I know there'll come a day, but I get to break away. You get what you got coming. No chance of even running. And I won't be sorry anymore. Sticks and stones, you break my bones. I'm standing. Step on the track, won't break my back. I'm standing. Oh, so nominee, I can't move. Left while I be, I can't prove. I'm not your baby anymore. You beat me up for fun. Don't dare tell anyone. But you beat me harder than before. Oh, bruises all over me. Covered so no one can see. But happy if I'm in pain. Won't even say my name. But I'm stronger than you ever know. Sticks and stones, you break my bones. I'm standing. Step
so on my knee. Don't dare move. Let it wanna be at your groove. I won't cry when you put you in the ground. Sticks and stones. Sticks and stones.
Yeah, I'm not sure how that played out over everybody's audio on their computers, but
That was bad ass. That was cool. That was cool.
like
That
I
was
said,
cool.
I don't know how if somebody's listening at home or going to watch later. I'm
Oh
not sure
yeah.
how it's going to come
Well,
through, but
it sounded like it had a flanger or phaser on it, but
there's a little there's not, but that's probably the hi-hat uh, on the mix. So it's got a little reverb on the hi-hat, gives you a little phase.
it's great. It's great.
Thank you, sir.
Who played all the instruments on it?
Me.
Awesome. Awesome.
I played everything.
Awesome.
It's still expensive to bring guys in to play. Studio
is.
musicians. It's just expensive, and to be honest with you, I can't afford that. So, um, by way of attrition, I have had to learn how to play bass. I've had to learn how to. That's not real. I probably spend when I do a track. I probably spend a week writing the drum track, and some guys use loops and stuff like that. I don't. I'll write the MIDI track, and then I'll place samples on each MIDI note, kick, drums, snare. Do the same thing. I use like Stephen Slate, SD5, stuff like that, or MT Auto.
Awesome.
But so through attrition, I've had to learn how to do all of it and mix it. And I just started mastering. So that's the first track I've mastered. So, but yeah, I've had to learn. So I have to do it all. I do have a band. It's just like to get them in this tiny room. It's just it's too much. So
I hear you. I hear you. So, what are some of the things, Bill, that you'd like to share with the world that you've learned and the knowledge that you've gained from being a one-man show?
well, it's not so much a one man. In here, I'm a one man show. The stuff that you hear um, on YouTube, my stuff on YouTube is a one man show. I'll have my best friend and my co-writer on the Ghosts of Winter stuff. If you listen to that stuff on YouTube, most of it is my co-writer doing most of the work, and most of the singing, played a little guitar on it. But my stuff, it's me, and I've learned a lot. It's what have I learned? Let's see. I've learned that I'm capable of doing anything I want to do, and everybody should actually tune into something that they really like and learn how to do it as best as possible, because there's no limitations. I mean, I went through 2 years where I had developed lesions on my brain in cognitive areas. They would cause me to have tiny little seizures, to stumble, slur, stutter, not be able to think straight. My wife would look at me and say, "Did you hear a word I said?" And I'll say, "Yeah, but I didn't." It took 2 years and a million CAT scans, MRIs, and they still to this day do not know what caused them, but they stopped. They just stopped. Had to go to physical therapy to teach my brain how to use different areas of itself to control cognitive movement and stuff like that. You would never know it by looking at me, and that's why I say there's no limitations. Whatever adversity you might have, there are ways around it and through it to get to a point where you can accomplish something. It might not be what you dreamed of accomplishing when you were younger, but find what it is now and do it and make it work. And that's what I've learned, and that's how I live. If it can be done and I'm capable, I'm going to do it. So,
And you're right. There's, creating art, creating music, there are no boundaries.
no,
There's also no driver's manual either.
there's no rules in music. There's no rules.
You got to figure it out.
You
If
got to
you
figure
want
out.
it bad enough,
Well, and isn't it that way in almost anything? Of course, there are
you're
rules.
right. You're
There are
absolutely
rules,
right.
but it doesn't matter. It doesn't have to be music. It could be painting. It could be drawing. It could be anything. If you want to be a tire changer, you want to be the best tire changer on the face of the earth. Grab it and go for it. I mean, it doesn't have to be music. It just music is what I chose.
Yeah.
And then I'm good at my music. I'm good at my marriage. Yeah, I just and I'm a good human, and those three things I think define me, make me what I am.
Mhm.
And if I can for a second, I do want to because I know he's going to be watching later. He's at work there, but my partner, Ghost the Winter, Andy Zuckerman, he's going to be out there tonight watching this. And Andy and I had, for those of you who don't know, we have a project called Ghosts of Winter on YouTube. Maybe there's 9 or 10 tracks up there that we've done over the past years. We've worked with several people. August Zadra from Dennis DeYoung's band. I think he might be watching. I'm not sure. And Dave Buckner from Papa Roach. We've got a lot of stuff up there. And Andy's phenomenal right now. He's working with Robin McCauley on Robin's new album. We're just always busy. And I'd like to do a shout out to Andy. And if you get a chance, go up to YouTube and listen to our music at Ghost to Winter music. It's awesome stuff. It's more pop rockish than the hard stuff that I do, but it's awesome stuff. And we just do what we do, Will.
That's awesome. I really love that name too, Ghosts of Winter.
Yeah, I can't take credit for that. Andy figured that one out. So I'm not real imaginative when it comes to naming. Bill Curd. Bill Curd. You think I would have thought of some kind of name for myself, but why? Since I'm not good at figuring that stuff out, I just use my own name, right?
Yeah, exactly. So the video, you have a video out on YouTube.
I do. There's several. They're terrible, but they're out there. So.
Is it called Ghosts of Winter?
Those are just lyric. I don't even think they're lyric videos. They're just a flat picture of our logo, Ghost of Winter logo, and then the songs come up. Did I give you a link to those?
Actually, I am looking. Oh, this is under Lillian Axe. So
yeah, there's several Ghosts of Winter people out there with different stuff. I've got I thought I gave you the link in the file that I sent you for the Ghosts of Winter stuff.
You may have.
Yeah.
What is the story like? What is the inspiration? What do you feel captures the magic of Ghosts of Winter?
Well, the first song that we did under the Ghosts of Winter name was my father died in 2017 and left me a box of stuff, and in it was a letter that my great grandmother. Now, if you go back and you think, well, your father's great grandmother or his grandmother, not his great grandmother, because she didn't have children until she was 72 years old after the Civil War. So it was his grandmother that wrote a letter to her lover during the Civil War. He was a colonel in the Northern Army, William Smith, And he had a wife and 7 children. And after the war, his wife died, and they got together in their 70s and had 7 children. So the letters that she wrote to him during the Civil War, my father left me, and I read it, and I thought to myself, man, there's a song here. So I got with Andy, and we got with Dave Buckner from Papa Roach, and we came up with a song called "You Don't Want Me," and it's a phenomenal song, really good song. We managed to cross the T's, dot the I's, and do all this. Anybody can do it. Get it up on the consideration lists for Grammy nomination in 2018. Great song. And that's what started the whole thing. And then Dave Buckner and Andy and I wrote another one. And from that point on, Andy and I have been writing together. But we wrote a lot of stuff on my first album, and my second album, Andy and I wrote together. That song that you pulled up is a special song, Will. There's a story behind it. I'll tell it. There's a good friend of mine. I had met him last October. He was playing lead guitar for Sierra Bernal, her country band. He was playing lead guitar for her, and he came over with her to my album listening party back in October. We met, and we hit it off right away. We became really good friends, and we started writing together. And this is one of the songs we were writing together. And sadly, in January, he passed away from an aneurysm at age 40. Just killed all of us. It was heartbreaking. So this song was almost finished. I had most of his guitar tracks in, but I had to actually cut and paste a few to finish the song. But every time I hear this song, I get a little tear because he was a great guy. And the song speaks for itself. It's a really good song. So.
Well, if it's okay, I'd like to play it.
Please. Yeah.
Oh, everybody, all the dreamers that are watching right now are going to watch this on the replay. Real quickly, welcome to Hanging with the Dreamer. I'm your humble host, Cheryl Bay the Dreamer. This is the Dreamer's Life. And my guest today, I am blessed and I am privileged to speak to songwriter extraordinaire, Mr. Bill Kurd. So the song that I'm going to play right now, I Will Save You. Now, the reason why I'm playing this, well, number one, because I'm a fan of Bill Kurd's music. And number two is because when I heard Bill Kurd's music, this was the very first song I listened to, and I was hooked after that. This song right here, I Will Save You, spoke volumes to me. So I would like to share it with the world. And this is Mr. Bill Kurd. This is I Will Save You. You've heard it here, only on Hanging with the Dreamer, only on the Dreamer's Life. Check it out, everybody. Enjoy this epic, epic song that's guaranteed to turn a lot of heads the way it turned mine. Enjoy, everybody.
It's not playing.
It's not playing. So let's.
I can do the same thing here if you want.
I got it. I got it. Sorry, everybody. Like as I said, this is Mr. Bill Kurd. This is I Will Save You. Enjoy, everybody.
Pretty garbled.
Saw you last night standing in the rain, bottle in your hand to kill the pain. Feeling all alone cause life ain't the way you planned. No, no. Sometimes it's bad, sometimes it's good. doesn't always go like you think it should. Should've known by now it all lies in your hands. I will save you one more time to help you make it through. Yeah, I'll take your troubles and make them mine. If you don't know what to do, yeah, I'm here for you. Yeah. Oh, car broke down, can't pay the rent. Money in the bank has all been spent. You never were really good at looking ahead. Oh, now love goes up and love goes down. Can't live your life spinning round and round. Don't cry over a heart that's already dead. So I will save you one more time to help you make it through. Oh, I take your troubles and make them mine. If you don't know what to do, it's hard to live in reality. It's alright to wish, it's alright to dream. It's alright to wanna be somebody else. Whoa, when you come back down to the world, you know, make the best of it, don't let it go. I'm here to help if you can't help yourself. Oh, yes, I am now. Uh-huh. And I will save you one more time to help you make it through. I'll take your troubles and make them mine. Yes, I will. One more time. I will save you. One more time. I will save you. One more time.
Wow.
That was kind of hard to hear. So it's just
Was it, did it sound, what's that, Bill?
no, it was kind of hard to hear actually. But anybody, if they can pull, if they really want to hear the song really well, they can pull it up on YouTube under my name. It just came out a little garbled, but that's okay. I mean, I'm glad that you played it, and I'd love for people to actually go up to YouTube and listen to the song.
Well, you know, it's I'm really hoping that the message got through, and I'm really hoping that I mean, the first time I heard that, like I said, it was the first single that I had heard of yours. And the first time I heard that, Bill, I just raised my fist and yelled. I was just like,
You know, I'm flattered. Thank you so much. So,
amazing. Absolutely
it is
amazing.
a pretty amazing song, and Robert Guerrero played all the lead guitar parts on that. And rest in peace. There's a couple more songs he and I wrote that I have not been able to finish. First of all, I have not been able to bring myself to finishing them. Um, and the second is there's some unfinished stuff. He never got to come back over and finish his parts. So they may stay in the can forever. I don't know. I might get to them someday. So
Well, I put it in the comments, for anybody um, that wants to investigate this awesome tune deeper, to go to YouTube Music and put in your name. Um, I'm working on a few things to make life easier when it comes to doing this stuff. Um, Music's one of them, because one of the things that I would like to do is start broadcasting live concerts and start doing everything live. We'll chat and do a whole, broadcast a whole set.
have you thought of doing live like unplugged sessions and stuff like that?
Oh, sure, I'd love to do that.
Count me in it when you decide to do them.
Cool,
I'll be happy. I'd love to do it. So
awesome, awesome. If you had it, that's good to know. Thank you. Very nice of you. Thank you, sir. They if you had anything that you could you know tell a young up and comer, a young hot shot that's hungry and ready to grab the world by the tail, and ready to just destroy and conquer.
I I do that. I was one of those.
Yes, so was I.
I have friends that have done very well. Uh, the guys from the Gym Blossoms. I know Danny Wild from the Rembrandts, August Zadra from Dennis DeYoung's band,
Mm.
Andy, my co-writer. I mean, Mike Hansen from Hurricane. I mean, I know a lot of people that have done very well. But if you're young, 17, 18, 19, 20, and you're really, really good, don't go into this business thinking that you're going to be a household name or a millionaire. It's when you go into it that way that it doesn't happen. If you're good, it's going to come. If you have the right mechanism behind you, the right machinery behind you, it will come. But don't go into it for the fame, the glory, and the money. If it's not in your heart, don't bother. That's just the way I say it. I mean, I do what I do from the heart. I maybe 30 years ago, had I been as good as I am now, I might have gotten further than I am. But now at this age, to do it the way I'm doing it is just fine with me. I'm never going to be a household name. And that's fine. I don't have to be. As long as I'm doing what I'm doing and people are listening to what I put out and enjoy it, or after they hear a song or see me perform and they hear a hook out of one of my songs that sticks in their head and they go home with it, or a melody line or a verse or a chorus or anything that they go home and it's in their head and they go home with it, then I've done my job. And that means I've turned somebody on. I've inspired them, or I've gotten to them in some way. And if I was in it to be famous, which I'll never be, and make a lot of money, which I never will, I haven't. I feel like that part of me that wants to do what I do to connect with people and have people feel good or get a memory, or maybe one of my songs makes them feel sad about something that they remember. But if I kind of feel that if I if the fame and the fortune and all the glory and the household name came to me, would I be able to still put out things that come from my heart?
Hmm.
I don't know. So that's what I tell the youngsters. I said, look, do what's in your heart instead of uh, going for the big money and the fame. It's going to come. If you're good, it's going to come. But start with the heart. That's the way I look at it, and that's what I try to tell them. I don't discourage any youngster from trying to make it. No, that's not my point. My point is start with your heart, and the fame and fortune will come if your heart's there. Uh, the right mechanism will find you. Um, I've always said, and I still say to young people that we'll do a gig and maybe there'll be 500, 5,000, or maybe only 50 people there, or
Hmm.
maybe 5 people. But use your heart and put out the same effort for those 5 people as you do for the 5,000 people, because you never know when one of those 5 people is going to be the person that happens to be looking for what you do at that period in time. So
Absolutely.
yeah, just stick with the heart, uh, 100% all the time. You got to have your heart in it. So
Yep.
that's
Good.
that. That's the advice I give.
That's a great point.
Now, I don't know if they take it,
Well, no, I
but
mean,
that's the advice that I give. So
it's well, I'm not going to say whether people take it or not, but I will say that you're absolutely correct. Do it because you love it. Don't, you know, don't do it for any other reason. If I may, there's an old saying that I was once told: when God blesses you, it's up to us as as a creator, as a messenger, to maintain that. But when God blesses you, He doesn't keep it a secret. So,
no, he doesn't.
so just keep going. Take good care of the blessings. That, and this is pretty much what, because I've been asked this question. I want to get into broadcasting, and I want to get into video production, and I want to get into motion graphics. I want to get into writing music and put music to my graphics, you know. And I said, well, two things: you gotta love it, and I say the same thing: you gotta love it, and if God blesses you, it's not going to keep it a secret.
No,
So
absolutely not.
just trust that.
And
And
you're right. He's not going to keep it a secret. I'm blessed, and it's no secret. Uh, it's the way he wants it to be,
yeah,
uh, and it's not a secret. I feel I'm very good. Uh, I've gotten better in the past 5 or 6 years than I ever have
hmm,
been before. That's a blessing, but and I don't keep it a secret that I feel it's a blessing, and neither does God. Um, it's just that He blesses us at different levels,
yeah,
uh, and I'm
yeah,
perfectly fine with my level. I'm perfectly fine and thankful for with the level I'm at. So
yep,
I could use a few more streams though, but
yeah. I'm with you on that. Now but that's great though. I mean, that's completely upfront and honest, and transparent, the way I like to keep things here on Hanging with the Dreamer, and hanging out in as part of the dreamer's life. Um, are there any major companies that you would like to work with?
there's a lot of companies I would like to work with. But
Who are they?
oh God, I mean, Man, everybody wants to work with Warner Music. Everybody wants, I the I would be in extremely happy and content with a small label that wanted to work with me and push me a little further than I am. Perfectly happy with a smaller label. It's I, I've always said I'm fine if somebody makes money off of me, because if they're making money off of me, I know I'm making a little, and I don't care to be a millionaire, and I don't really. It's not that big of a deal if, especially now at my age, it's not that big of a deal to be with a major label. I'd be perfectly happy with a smaller label, um, and because it's expensive to not to do what I do. I do it all here in my studio, um, but it's the back end stuff, the post production, the marketing and stuff like that, and uh, everybody puts out DIY. Everybody wants 25, 49, 149, $200 to show you how to uh, market your music on the internet.
Mhm.
Um, and believe me, I've tried it, um, and I'm not fond of it. It's never worked for me because I'm not that guy. I'm not the DIY guy. I'm old school. So it doesn't work for me. In fact, if anybody out there that watches this wants to know how not to make money marketing your music on the internet, call me. I'll show you how. But it's tough out there, and there's millions and millions of people just like me out there that make fantastic music, and they're in the same position that I'm in. Will we be famous? Probably not. Maybe some of us, but so as I always say, if a smaller label wanted me on their roster, wanted to help me out, that's great, because the days of my younger days, my teens and my early 20s, when I thought I would be a big shot, and that's the reason that I say that to the young kids. Uh, when I thought I'd be a big shot, and I'm not, um, you 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 kind of get to a position in life where you say that would be fine with me. Um, the simpler, the better. Um, you know, I'd love to find a decent booking agent um, that can book me out on one offs, two offs, Thursday through Friday, Thursday through Sunday tours and stuff like that. I'd love to find that. Um, and there's not a whole bunch of money out there for acts like me, because nobody knows who we are. And then that comes back to what I tell the younger people is do it from your heart. If you find the machinery or the mechanism to get behind you to push you out there, then people will know who you are. That stuff's all going to come to you. People don't know who I am. They've never known who I am. And that stuff never did come to me. So finding a booking agent to book me out on tours is going to be difficult. So does that bother me? Does it make me sad or angry? No, I'm fine with it. Um, I would like it, but it's not the end all for me. I'm quite happy here at home with my wife, uh, and I'm quite happy here, playing locally. Though I would love to get out of town once in a while, but if I find somebody to book me out, that's fine. If there's anybody out there who's watching that's a, a touring booking agent, let me know. Reach out to me. Um, but yeah, a large company to work for. There are there, excuse me. All the major record labels. I got a frog in my throat, Will.
It's okay.
All the major record labels out there are probably not what they used to be years ago. Um, there's a record company out there that they're from Italy that signs a lot of the old rock and roll bands. Frontier Records. I'd love to work with them, but
Mm.
like I said, they don't know who I am. Um, in fact, one of my friends got a record deal with them, but um, because they know who he is. He played with Dennis DeYoung for years, and
Mm.
he's excellent. August Adler is a good friend of mine. But Yeah, to get a small deal like that, I would love it. But major, I don't think. I don't really. It doesn't matter to me. Working with a. If you ask me what major company I'd like to work for, it's okay. I don't have to.
Have you ever
That was a long-winded answer to your question, Will.
only on hanging with the dreamer? That's part of living the
It's a
dreamer's
long
life.
one.
That's okay. That's okay. So, have you ever wanted your? I mean, you're first of all. Let me digress a little bit. As a music journalist, I listen to every guest that comes on my show, and I dive deep into every guest's music for 2 weeks, 3 weeks before showtime. Whether the music's part of my daily morning meditation time, but I listen. I dive deep. I dive deep into the music, um, and I look for the hidden meaning. I look for the story of what could possibly be coming out of the artist's heart and the artist's soul.
There's a story in all of them. So
Yep. And I gotta tell you, your music has impacted my life,
really, thank you so much. I really appreciate that.
and and it all starts with the tune that I play. Um, I remember that there was a time, yeah, where I will say you could apply directly to my life. So it's a powerful, powerful song.
And that goes back to what I was saying earlier. If this is, um, if I write something and put it out and it connects with somebody, gee, that was my life, or it just brings back some kind of a memory, or
Hmm.
some part of a person's life, or it's similar, and they say, hey, that could have been, that kind of stuff. Then that means that I've done a good job, you know, um, and it's important to somebody. Uh, and what more can you ask as an artist? So
So, is it's about time to call it? Are you? Is there anybody that you would like to give a big shout out to?
my wife, she's the
There,
biggest supporter I have. Grace Kurd, she's out there. Um, Without her, I couldn't do what I do because I spend way too much money, and she puts up with it.
yeah.
And of course, my dear friend, my co-writer from Ghost of Winter out in California, Andy Zuckerman. We just talked on the phone last night, and was going to watch tonight. Um, but anybody else out there, um, look me up. On YouTube, Spotify, Pandora, iHeart. I'm everywhere, and I constantly put out stuff that's better than the stuff I put out the year before. And I'd be honored to have anybody listen and check it out. Just look me up, listen, give it a listen, and if you like it, let me know. Or show somebody else. Let somebody else hear it. Um, it's all from the heart. And Will, I cannot tell you how much I appreciate being here.
Thank
I
you.
really appreciate it. Thank you so much for having me.
I'm happy to have you. Thank you. And it's my hope and it's my prayer that you will come back.
Oh, you name it, I'm here.
And I would definitely like to live stream an acoustic set
Yeah, we can do that. I'd love to.
and, take some preparation. But you know what? I think it can be done. It's just working out the bugs.
We can
And
do it.
I think that we can do it. So I would love to have you come back for an artist spotlight show
Be honored.
and do a whole live set, and just so everybody can experience the magic that is behind your mystique and behind your songwriting and behind your music. And that's what, to me, as a avid music fan, um, that mystique, that there's a spirit of mystery that is behind almost every body of musical work that I've heard in my life. And I want to, as a music fan, I want to tap into that. I want to know exactly what it, where's this stuff coming from? Because, uh, because more oftentimes than not, I can personally relate.
You know,
Um,
some of us on some of them like to keep that mystery.
oh, sure, absolutely.
There are some of them, but no, I totally get where you're going.
I love music, and I believe, I believe that everything is possible. I believe that is standing true to what you believe in and staying strong in your faith, in your vision, in your artistic vision. I believe that, yeah, and as we were talking about earlier, like God bless you, don't keep it a secret, and especially with the way the world is now.
Yeah,
S-
we won't talk about that, but it's
No,
not
we're not going to talk. We don't talk about that stuff here,
no.
but I don't. No, no bueno. But what I do, what I'm very thankful and I'm honored to have you today.
Oh
And
yeah.
I want to stress that. Um, Sorry to cut you off there.
Oh, okay.
I I want to stress to everybody the importance of my artist. That's my guest that's here today, Mr. Bill Kerr. Go to YouTube Music, type in his name, and check out um, everything that comes up. Check out Ghosts of Winter. I've heard I've heard some of that.
You know,
And
I have a link for that. Let me
cool.
let me put it in chat right here real fast.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
The music is phenomenal. Where is that? Right here. All right, here we'll copy it and stick it right in chat. And get back to there. You are. We'll put it right here. Yeah, we'd absolutely love everybody getting a listen. That's the first song there, and it'll take you to the rest of them. So
Awesome. Awesome. Let me just go over here. Let me grab it real quick. Just hang tight, everybody. Sometimes in life, you just never know what's going to happen. Just write it out like all the rest of us. Um, so, this link that's going in the chat right now is the music collaboration, my guest, Bill Kurt. It's called Ghosts of Winter.
yeah, that's. I think there's 8 or 9 songs up there, and some stuff that Andy and I wrote with 2 songs with Dave Buckner from Papa Roach, and guest artists on almost all of them. But it's good stuff. Love to have anybody listen to it and reach out to us. So
This is real good stuff. Everybody, definitely dreamer approved. I'll tell you that. That's for sure. That's for sure. Well, Bill, that's about it for today. I'd like to thank you for your
wow,
time.
I thank you. I really appreciate it. It was fun, and I'd love to come back someday.
Well, thank you. Let's definitely stay in contact, and we'll get that hooked up,
All right.
and we'll have a live very soon. Everybody, There's going to be a live version, artist spotlight version of Hanging with the Dreamer featuring my guest, Bill Kerr, and it's going to be an acoustic show, an acoustic performance. So turn on your post notifications on YouTube, subscribe, smash that bell, hit stay notified notification button, and over on Facebook, be sure to turn on your post notifications and select the like page of Hanging with the Dreamer and my personal page, Will Denham. That way, you won't miss anything that's coming out from me, the Dreamer, from Dreamland Studios here in Azusa, California, only on the Dreamer's Life, only living the Dreamer's life. And you've been watching Hanging with the Dreamer, featuring my esteemed guest, Mr. Bill Kerr. Check out his links. Check out what he's got to offer, dreamers. You won't be disappointed. And go to YouTube Music and type in Mr. Bill Kerr's name. That's Bill Curd, C-U-R-D, C-U-R-D, and hit search and check out everything that comes up on YouTube Music. So, Bill, I will be right with you. I've got a couple other things to say real quick, and
all right. Well, thank you very much. I really appreciate it. It was fun.
Absolutely, and I can't wait for the next time. Thank you, Bill.
Thank you.
Hey, everybody. Again, lastly, if you would like to support everything that I'm doing, PayPal.me, Guitar Streaming 352. It will help me continue to bring epic, legendary guests. And I have some exciting things coming up. Well, I'll see you in the next interview. Everybody have a great weekend. God bless. And thanks for watching Hanging with the Dreamer, featuring Mr. Bill Kerr. I am your boy, the Dreamer, as always, saying stay inspired, stay positive, and stay loving. Thanks, guys.
An all-new episode of Hanging with the Dreamer every Monday at 12 noon. Available wherever you stream.